going on, Jeromes? It's Wednesday morning. That means it's time for the most accurate power rankings in the known universe. And if you disagree with any single one of the rankings, you're wrong. How does it feel? Starting off, as we always do, down to early round. Number 33 overall, got the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. Congratulations on your win against the decimated Los Angeles Rams. So the Packers, so first off, Jordan Love had the most hilarious looking pick six ever. Also, it might have been the shortest pick six ever. I think it's 2 yards net. Doesn't matter. But, the Packers, dealing with some drama right now, trying to get back on the horse. We'll see. Everyone and their mom still thinks that they're dangerous. They still think that they're a Super Bowl contender. We'll see. More pretender. Speaking of pretenders, the crooked Chicago Bears. So I actually like that Bears fans are just getting a hot second of just like, we're relevant, bratwurst, but I don't know. Like, congratulations on your win over the Panthers at home. Like, honestly, if Caleb Williams doesn't look good against the Panthers at home, sell the team. That's it. But hey, bask in your glory. Congratulations on winning your Super Bowl in October. It feels good to be smug. But pride goeth before the fall, of course. 31, you got the Browns. Ugh. So I want to thank my lucky stars that we're living here today because the Herschel Walker trade is no longer the worst trade in NFL history. The Deshaun Watson trade, not only the picks that they gave to Houston, but the contract might be the worst transaction in the history of sports. And that's not even being prisoner of the moment or hyperbolic, because beyond everything with Deshaun Watson off the field, which you can't ignore, the fact that on the field, he's been terrible. Like, Deshaun Watson might be the worst starting quarterback in the National Football League right now. And again, that's not being hyperbolic. If he's not the worst, he's bottom three, right? And they can't do anything about it, because if they cut Deshaun, they have $172 million dead on their cap next year. So it might just be something where they trade him or they just warehouse him and they just bench him and then they just ride this thing out because it's not good. It's not good. Jameis gives them a much better shot to win. They should have held on to Flacco. 30, got the Panthers down one spot. Andy Dalton's trying to fight the good fight out here. Their offensive line is bad. Actually, their offensive line ain't bad. We'll take that back. Defensively, they can't stop anyone, though. It feels like a fire sale is coming, but also who wants any of these players, right? Although we will take your finest J.C. Horns. We would have wanted Thielen for a hot second, but not anymore. 29, got the Patriots down one spot. So the Patriots, I didn't know about the toe-heel works, but not heel-toe. And if Polk had just stayed up on his tippy toes, apparently that's a touchdown. Either way, the Patriots' run game is terrible, even though Stevenson, hey, we're benching you. Just kidding. You're the only one with a shred of talent on the offensive side. They have injuries. Jabroni Brisket is fighting the good fight out there. Defensively, they're bad, except for Gonzo. And I don't know. Do you just throw Drake May out there just to see if he can have a spark? You do run the risk of ruining him, but also this baptism by fire might be good. There's definitely both. You can look at it both ways, but either way, the Patriots season is done. Jets season is done too. So ownership said that he fired Rob Salah. Baloney. This was Aaron Rodgers. So, the Jets have one of the best defenses in the league, respect. And during his time with the Jets, Robert Salah has had consistently one of the best defenses in the National Football League. The offense is where they've struggled. And they've gone through OCs, but Nathaniel Hackett, he keeps his job, but Rob Salah gets fired. It's so stupid. So stupid. This team is headed for a nosedive, and we will take your finest Quinnen Williams. Also, once this team is 2-7, Rodgers is just going to completely quit. He's just going to be like, my knee. I'm going to go smoke crack in a cave in Morocco or something. I don't know. It's going to be over, man. 27. You got the Jaguars. Congratulations on your win. Good job. Trevor Lawrence got his head out of his ass, which is great. Tank Bigsby was doing some big things. Oh, by the way, Travis Etienne, come on down. You'd probably look good in purple, man. So there you go. But the Jaguars still 1-4. Not buying it. 26. You got the Tennessee Titans on bye. I really miss Will Levis. Through the first 4 weeks, maybe Levis should have been AFC Offensive Player of the Month because he gave us so much joy and united us in laughing at him. It's just good times, man. By the way, the Packers and the Bears beat the Titans, so I feel like that shouldn't even count. 25, you got the Dolphins up 5 spots. They got to win on the road, and they're going to force Tua back onto the field. which frankly is probably a bad idea, but is what it is. And I don't know, like if Mike McDaniel didn't have a contract extension, I think that he might be fired. Like if Flores was still in Miami and this was how they started, I think that he would be fired. Right, but Tua back. Maybe this offense gets out of the doldrums. I don't know. 24. Got the Giants. The G-Men. I mean, the Giants have been kind of spunky as of late. So they got a big-time win on the road against Seattle. Seattle, who had started 3-0. Maybe not so much there. But, I mean, they did it without Malik Neighbors. Daniel Jones. Maybe something's going on there. Tyrone Tracy Jr., the pride of Purdue/Iowa, is getting things going. It's kind of great to see. And also, it makes the Vikings blow to the Giants week 1 look even better. 23 got the Raiders down 5 spots. Ugh. All right, so this was listless, no call, no show in Denver. Big time divisional game. I know that the players fought for Antonio Pierce, except they're not playing like it. It just ain't, right? And yeah, they've had injuries and whatnot, but Gardner Minshew is atrocious. Aiden O'Connell ain't much better. I don't know, like, should they make the trade for Stafford? Could that make some sense? Do they make the trade for Bryce Young? That could make some sense there. I don't know. 22 got the Broncos up 3 spots. All right, so yeah, I love the Bo Nix John argument on sideline with stupid ass Sean Payton. That Vance Joseph, Vance refrigeration, that defense is legit. So yeah, Broncos on their way. 21, you got the Rams staying neutral. I mean, it's Matthew Stafford against the world. The Rams just have too many injuries on the O-line and weapons-wise, but they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to go down swinging. They're still going to be a tough opponent week in and week out. 20, you got the Colts down 5 spots. So Jumpin' Joe Flacco gave the Jaguars all that they could handle, right? But I don't know about this team. And Richardson, TBD if he's back or not. Jonathan Taylor-Thomas dinged up too. And I want to believe in the Colts, except it's really hard. Just can't do it, man. 19, got the Bengals up 2 spots. Loss in a shootout against the Ravens, where, frankly, I think Zach Taylor should be fired, except the Bengals are so cheap they don't want to pay out his contract. So they're just going to ride this thing into the ground, right? And the Bengals, they had every opportunity to win this game. Got the turnover in overtime. Hell, they could have won in regulation several times too. But, I mean, just way too conservative. Not trying to get any closer for your kicker, and he's not Will Rockford, and it screwed up, and defensively they had so many breakdowns. So, I don't know. This is a flawed football team. 18. Speaking of flawed football teams, Eagles on bye. They move up just through attrition. We'll see if they get A.J. Brown back, and they might get a little bit healthy off the bye. Cabo on 3. 17, got the Saints down 1 spot. And, it's funny because the Saints started out 2-0, and everyone's just like, Derek Carr MVP? Clint Kubiak, future head coach? Not so much. They've been exposed over the last 3 weeks as frauds. And offensively, they weren't able to get anything going except for Rashid Shaheed. Not that I'm bitter because of fantasy football, but Derek Carr, TBD, what happens with his oblique injury? I mean, I don't know. I've never believed in Derek Carr, and it always annoyed me at how much the media tries to prop him up. It's just ridiculous, man. 16, you got the Steelers losing a near-run thing against the Cowboys. Just sort of is what it is. They also started 3-0 and then have dropped the last 2. But Tomlin's teams are always going to be tough. That defense is legit. I think Justin Fields has done enough to keep the starting job. Like there's issues with the Steelers' offense, but it's not really Justin Fields' fault. Right. 15, you got the Cardinals up 2 spots. Getting a win on the road against San Francisco. Kyler never say die, Goonie style. Also, I love that he has a Call of Duty sponsorship now. We basically just meme this into existence. It's kind of great. And so Arizona's a team, I've said ad nauseum, they're kind of spunky. I like what Drew Petzing, former Vikings dude, has done. I like what Monty Austin, former U of M Morris quarterback, has done. So, I mean, they're starting to get things together in the desert. And I think that they could be spunky. I think that they could be a little bit trouble when the Vikings face them on later in the year. 14, if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have Arch Manning in the band. So this is always the kiss of death because it was Georgia, lost. Bama, lost. Now Texas is up on top, 35-13 dismissal of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We need more cowbell. You ain't need nothing. But Texas 5-0 and looking really damn good. 13, you got the Cowboys. That's Dallas. So I still don't know what to make of the Cowboys. Like, I feel like there's always drama with them, hence why they're America's team. But I feel like they're going to regret the Dak contract. They're going to regret the CeeDee Lamb contract as well. I mean, defensively, Zimmer's unit has calmed down. Whoa. Defensively, the Dallas Cowboys as a whole have calmed down, and they're fighting through injuries too. Maybe they get Micah back soon. DeMarcus Lawrence on IR, so they'll just go from there. 12, you got the Chargers on bye. Again, another team hopefully is getting healthy, especially the offensive line, and also Justin Herbert's high ankle sprain. 11, you got the Falcons up 9 spots. I mean, that was fun. That Thursday night football game was a ton of fun. Video game numbers all over the place. Kirk Cousins, I mean, gotta respect what he did. I mean, you gotta give a hat tip to Kirk Cousins, but we'll see if they can keep up this torrid pace. But we ought to know, like the script writers, NFC Championship game, Falcons and Kirk at US Bank Stadium against the Vikings. It's gonna happen. 10, you got the Niners down 2 spots. The Niners have done everything possible to make our win over them week 2 look bad, right? And the Niners, they're still San Francisco. They're still tough and physical. They still have a great defense. Offensively, even without McCaffrey, they're the Avengers, and Purdy's still playing pretty damn good. But, I mean, they just can't hang on to leads. They can't put teams away like they have in previous years. This is a flawed team right now. 9, speaking of flaws, so the Seahawks, I mean, you were given a gift on that 100-yard fumble return for a touchdown because I'm pretty sure he broke the plane. Yeah, but the Seahawks now are reeling. So they got the bang thing put on them by the Lions 2 weeks ago. Now they lose to the Giants. So, like the Steelers that started out 3-0, now 3-2. Maybe not so much. 8, you got the Bills. Speaking of teams that started out 3-0. And what is the deal with – so first off, Sean McDermott should be fired. All right, his game management at the end of this game was atrocious. And you have to ask yourself – Sean McDermott is a good coach. Will he be great? Can you win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott? I don't think you can. It's sort of like what the Vikings went through at the end of the Zimmer regime, right? Good head coach, but not great. Right? And I think they need a hard reset with the Bills. They need an offensive-minded head coach that can mind meld with Josh Allen. Also, speaking of Josh Allen's mind, I mean, I'm pretty sure dude's had 2 concussions in the last 2 games. He took a shot against the Ravens as well as that one against the Texans. Inexcusable. He was knocked out, but he got some smelling salts for his ankle. Cool. Awesome. 7, got the Buccaneers down 3 spots. So, I mean, if Bucky Irving just hangs on to that ball, I mean, it's a completely different story, but I still respect Baker. I still respect this defense. You know, they had a chance to make plays, but they didn't. Well, Baker didn't even get a chance to touch the ball at the end of the game, but that just sort of is what it is, right? You know, Tampa will rebound. Tampa's a good team. And once they get healthy, they'll be good to go. 6, you got the Ravens up 2 spots. So it's hard to put your finger on what makes the Ravens tick. Like this is not the Ravens of yesteryear, but they're finding ways by hook or by crook to get things done. And they won the shootout against the Bengals, which I don't know if Lamar wins a shootout in previous years. Like, I don't know if Lamar goes toe-to-toe, pass for pass with some elite quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, but he did, and respect. And, I mean, the Ravens should trade for Devontae Adams. Either the Ravens or the Bills. That makes the most sense. The Jets make 0 sense. The Lions down 2 spots on bye. Congratulations. Make a good job. Hey, does your secondary still suck? Is Jared Goff still getting exposed even though he completed 18 handoffs against the Seahawks? No big deal. Can't wait for weeks. Well, first off, they're going to lose to the Cowboys because they're going to be looking ahead to week 7. So bring that on. 4, we got the Texans. So the Texans have rebounded nicely since they got humbled by the Vikings back in week 3. And you know they found a way to win in a tough spot. End of game, some really bad decision making and play calling by the Texans, but the Bills were worse. Also, the kicker Kai Fairbairn, like, how come every single kick that he has is just like good from 70? It's honestly astounding. Like, he might be the best kicker in the league. You know, respect to Justin Tucker, man. 30, we got the Commies up 2 spots. Jaden Daniels is a ton of fun, and we knew that Skol SU was going to be in full effect, but kid's a superstar, and legitimately is an MVP conversation right now. Scary Terrace, just like Brian Robinson, many men, a couple of touchdowns, and I mean, the Commies are for real. Like, is this going to be a Vikings versus Commies at the end? No. Scriptwriters already said Vikings versus Falcons. 2, got the Chiefs. So I love how everyone's creaming in their jeans. Oh, the Chiefs finally won by by 2 scores. Congratulations for beating the Saints and Derek Carr at home by 2 scores. Fantastic. Also, Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown in this game, and people are just like, what a gritty, tough performance. But if Sam Darnold has that same game, it's just like, you broke ass. Nah, stupid. And then won the Vikings. So I was told that the Jets have one of the best defenses in the league. I was told that Aaron Rodgers is a generational quarterback, and the Vikings should get a modicum of respect for doing that in bad weather on the a neutral site, giving up one of their home games. Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. So number 1 with a bullet. Blah, 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 blah. So that is it. Week 6 NFL Power Rankings. And if you disagree with any single one of the rankings, you're wrong. How's it feel? Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull, production value.